Greetings everybody, it's Lily. So in the most recent few days, if not longer, a lot of places have been dealing with a lot of negative political intensity for various reasons of all sorts from across all political orientations. This can be for many reasons and from many slants depending on the faction or factions. And on what philosophies, socially or otherwise, each group is operating from, and any individual in those groups might be operating from. Now, the being addressing the viewing audience, whoever the people viewing might be, is nowhere near flawless by any definition anybody I know would recognize. And while it took me quite a number of years to become even half social, and that by way of being what I call a home zone dependent extrovert. Or outgoing only in those places and or around groups of people, which when I use it means entities with personality, in which I have established a home zone, and yes, that includes cats. In those, I'm more outgoing. It took me a long time to get there. And I'll be open with you about one thing. I feel a little anxious saying these things to a bunch of people whose responses I may or may not at some point or other actually receive feedback about or hear back from, and whose faces I can't see consciously. Because this video is 100% Wendy spontaneous. No part of any word I said was planned. Everything I'm saying is on inspiration. An impulse, if you will. A lot of things are going on in the world these days. For certain people and certain temperaments, maybe a few thousand too many. But some of that may feel to certain people as if it's a little bit more intensely negative than usual. and here in the United States, amongst other places. It can feel to some people like people may have been walking on more eggshells than usual. Now, granted, in certain political, intellectual, and spiritual circles, it can feel on occasion as if people of certain types of temperament and mental orientations have to be a little bit more cautious than average anyway. But since our current president in the United States took office, some mindsets and those who hold them have gained, perhaps not in strength, and maybe not even truly in numbers. I can't speak to either one. Not because it wouldn't be possible to do some kind of research on the matter, but because I'm not in everybody's head. I don't know how many people in what age group, in what area, amongst what religion, or what faction, or spiritual path, have privately held certain types of thoughts to themselves, of any type, including the type called alt-right, which, as far as I can tell, seems to be some of the slightly more educated faction. Slightly more intellectually educated and thoughtful in certain ways, but no less dangerous, and perhaps more dangerous, faction of the white power movement. It's hard for me to see articles about certain types of people and certain types of movements, including that one. Both because although I personally can and do understand personal hatred for a specific person, or even a specific mindset on occasion, it's much harder, if not nearly impossible, for me to understand impersonal hatred, which I define as hatred of a whole group of many varied individuals, that many of which may or may not have ever personally encountered the hater or personally done anything to or interacted with the individual hater in any way, shape, or form. From my intellectual side, it would be very hard for me to hate all members of a group indiscriminately until I felt I had had enough personal evidence, as well as text gathered evidence perhaps, of what individual members of the group were like. If I gathered text evidence, and only text evidence, particularly today, due to certain of my unique circumstances and history, the most I'd be able to do for me as a person, in me as a person, would be to say, ouch, I can't hate this person or these people without meeting them for myself, without interacting with these people myself, or this person myself, so I can see with my own eyes, hear with my own ears, how good, bad, or neutral they are. These people are. Until such time as I can. I will not make any final evaluation. Pro or con, about this person, or that person, or members of this group, until I've met a few. It's how I am. But I can intellectually see how someone or someone's could come to hate this person. I've been, in my brain background, a lot of places myself. And this video is not the place to go into all of them. Not even verbally. Not even verbally. not even a 12th of them. But because of some of those places, and because of some of what I have seen, I will openly say both that some of the apparently increased volume of the United States' local extremists, including white extremists, in some ways scare me. At some of my more intense. At some of my most controlled. They are of intense concern to me. And there are many reasons in the United States why that is true, including all the hominids watching this video. And among them are all of the people on all sides of all groups involved that seem to continue to forget in their opposition to one another, whether it's right, wrong, or neutral, that the other side is made up of people. That is of intense concern to me. For that reason, anybody watching this, I don't care whose side you're on, to the degree you are willing to embrace it, this is for you. May you feel as cared about and feel as much peace embrace you as you are willing to embrace. Harm none. Blessed be. Amen. So it is. Be well.